Matthew chapter 6, verses 16 to 24, gives us Jesus' deep teachings about fasting, our relationship with money, and what our hearts should truly care about. These verses make us think about what faith really means. They show us that living with God isn't about how things look on the outside, but about what happens secretly, with honesty, and with all our heart. Jesus says fasting shouldn't be a show of how spiritual you are, but a private time with God. Also, he shows us that trying to gather earthly treasures is a mistake, and we need to look for what lasts forever. And finally, he makes it clear that we can't serve two masters. We either serve God or money. This is the main point of this powerful message, which we'll explore deeply today, to understand how these ideas can change our spiritual, emotional, and practical lives, bringing light to our choices, our priorities, and how we connect with God. Jesus starts by teaching about fasting. He warns, "When you fast, don't look sad like the hypocrites, for they make their faces look bad, so that others will see they are fasting. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full." Here, Jesus isn't saying fasting is bad, but he's talking about why people do it. The problem isn't the act itself, but wanting others to notice you. What should have been a private act of worship had become for some a way to show off. The teacher tells us that real fasting is secret, known only by the Father, who sees what is done in secret and rewards openly. Fasting isn't about how you look, but about relying on God. It's about showing our weakness and connecting more deeply to God's help. In that secret place, we get guidance, strength, and spiritual renewal. Throughout the Bible, men and women fasted to find answers, pray for nations, say sorry for their sins, and get closer to God. But Jesus stresses the real meaning of this practice. It's not about impressing people, but about humbling ourselves before God. From there, Jesus leads us to another key teaching, the matter of treasures. He says, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Here, Jesus challenges our human desire to hold on to material wealth. Gathering things can give us a false sense of safety, but everything on earth can fall apart or be stolen. The problem isn't having things, but putting our heart into what we have. The human heart tends to cling to what offers clear security, but Jesus invites us to invest in something that lasts forever: heavenly treasure. This treasure isn't affected by life's ups and downs, because it's kept safe with God Himself. He challenges us to change how we see things. Instead of just living to collect and show off, we should live to give, share, and plant seeds that will grow in eternity. Jesus then uses a powerful picture. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. Here, he connects what we see with our heart. What we look at guides our life. If our eyes are fixed on earthly things, our soul becomes dark. But if our eyes are turned towards heavenly things, our life is lit up. This picture asks us to look at ourselves. Where is our focus? What takes up most of our mind, our energy, our goals? What we look at with desire shows where our heart is. If our eyes are fixed on God, we will walk in light. But if they are only turned to temporary things, we will live in darkness, even if we seem successful on the outside. Lastly, Jesus gives us one of the most challenging and important teachings. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and look down on the other. You cannot serve both God and money. This is the main point of this part of the sermon. Jesus isn't just talking about having or not having money, but about who is in charge of our lives. Money, here called mammon, doesn't just mean wealth. but the whole system of trusting possessions more than God. It's a false God that makes us slaves, demands our time, and promises safety, but in the end, brings emptiness and fear. The choice is clear. We either trust in the eternal God, who provides for our needs and gives purpose to our lives, or we give in to a demanding master who is never satisfied. Serving two masters is impossible because both want all of your attention. This passage makes us think about what's most important. Fasting in secret shows that we care more about what God thinks than what people think. Investing in heavenly treasures shows that we value what lasts forever more than what's temporary. Having healthy eyes means we live guided by the light of God's Word, and choosing to serve God shows that He is our only master. Jesus calls us to give our whole lives to Him, where we don't live to please people, gather riches, or serve money, but to love and obey God with all our heart. That's what Christian life is all about, a simple, honest, and total devotion to the Father. So, as we think about these words, we're challenged to look again at our spiritual life, our belongings, our focus, and our loyalty. Fasting teaches us humility. Heavenly treasures teach us what's important. Healthy eyes teach us direction, and God being our master teaches us to be fully devoted to Him. This is Jesus' call to each of us today. If this message touched your heart, don't leave without responding. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this word, comment on your experience, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to keep up with future messages and continue growing with us in God's Word.